Credit cards can either make your life easier or make it worse. But if you learn how to use them correctly, you can literally get paid each and every time you use your card. In this video, I'll be breaking down the top 5 credit cards for cashback in the UK right now, and also how to use them responsibly so you don't damage your credit score. If you're new here, hi, I'm George. I'm a data analyst at a top Fortune 500 company, and I've been investing for almost 5 years now. I make simple finance videos and I put them on YouTube to help you manage your finances better. I'm not a financial advisor, this is just from my experience, and you should always do your own research. If you're already a credit card expert, skip ahead to this timestamp here to see the top 5 credit cards. If not, stick around to find out how to manage your finances better. Now, let's jump onto the first point of what is cashback and why does it even matter? So cashback is when the credit card provider gives you a small percentage each and every time you spend. This is normally between 0.2% to maybe 2% itself. And for example, if the company gives you 1% cashback, you can think of it as for every £1 that you spend, you're effectively going to get 1 penny back. And they will often pay this to you back to your credit card or potentially to your debit card, however you would like. Now, the key thing here is that cashback only really works and is only a net benefit if you are paying off your credit card statement each and every month. Because let's say you rack up £1,000 on your credit card bill, great, you just earned yourself £10 in free money from the bank. However, if you let that bill go over, then you're going to be paying more in interest than you've actually saved or earned from that cashback. You can try to think of cashback as a small percentage discount on each and every time you spend, rather than thinking of it as free money. And also, you may see so many different rewards flying around in that there is cashback and there's also rewards points. These are completely different things, and cashback is normally in a cash payment, and the rewards points can only be redeemed at specific retailers or specific airlines. So always be on the best lookout for the one that suits you best. This brings me on to the second point of how to use your credit card responsibly. In every single one of these videos that I make, I don't want to just throw a bunch of credit card suggestions at you. You go off and then you damage your credit score, maybe because of a suggestion that I've made. I always want to try and make sure that you are fit and you're ready to use that credit card responsibly. The number one thing to using it responsibly is to set up a direct debit to pay off your credit statement each and every month. This can be done within the app. You'll effectively connect it to your regular debit card that you may get your salary into, and 1 or 2 days before the statement balance comes out, you'll be able to pay off that credit card in full. And this is without you even doing it. Secondly, I would say that whichever credit card that you get, you should always be trying to remain under the 30% utilization. In easy terms, what this is if you get a credit card that is £1,000 in credit limit, you want to be making a conscious effort not to rack up and spend the entire £1,000 on that credit card. You want to stay below 30%, meaning that you can only spend £300 on that credit card. Now you might be thinking, well, why is this? Well, effectively, the credit reporters and companies like Experian and ClearScore and all of those credit score companies, they keep track of your spending. And if they believe that you are spending recklessly on a credit card, even though you are paying it off each and every month, you can still be deemed a slight risk, and sometimes your credit score can take an impact because of that. The third point, and this is especially vital with these cashback rewards cards, is that you shouldn't be chasing more spending in order to just get more rewards. Because that is not how it works. Many people think that they have duped the credit card companies into giving them free money and that they are never going to pay a penny of interest in their entire life. Well, that is often wrong. Banks have entire departments and teams of divisions to working out and figuring out how to take your money from you. And the number one tactic is by enticing you with more rewards the more you spend. You shouldn't fall into that trap of spending more and more money just to be able to get a little bit more of a reward, because it's not the money you would be spending anyway. The only way that these rewards can work is if you are spending the same amount of money that you would be on a debit card anyway for your regular bills, your car payments, your grocery shopping, stuff that you can't live without and that you're going to spend anyway, is the stuff that you should be spending on the rewards card in order to get a small benefit from those purchases. You should never open a rewards card just to go ahead and go and do a big shopping spree as soon as you've opened it because you think that you're going to get some amazing rewards. And this is why you should treat the card like a debit card, but with just some small extra perks on top. And then the last point to using your credit card responsibly is don't spend money that you don't have. This should just be basic number one rule, but it goes without saying, if you don't have the money in your debit account, then don't spend the money on your credit card. As when that statement balance does finally come around, you can sometimes be in a world of hurt because you haven't got the money. So now that you have the knowledge to use your credit card responsibly, here is the top 5 best cashback and rewards cards in the UK right now. With each of these cards, I'll be giving you the following information: introductory offer, ongoing reward, best for, representative APR, and the annual or monthly fee. So the first card is the American Express Everyday Cashback card. The introductory offer on this card is actually really high, with a 5% cashback for the first 5 months, and that is capped at £125. A 5% cashback is actually really quite unheard of in the UK. The ongoing reward is 0.5% on spend up to £10,000 annually, and then 1% above that. That is actually a really good ongoing reward after the first 5 months. This card is best for high spenders who want a strong start to earning cashback with no yearly cost. The representative APR is 29.4%, and this is variable. And of course, the annual fee is £0. Right now, this is one of the best cards to go for, as it is offering quite a lot of cashback over a long period of time. And unlike many other American Express cards, this one has a completely £0 annual fee. You don't get quite the same amount of perks with all of the Amex points compared to some of the other Amex cards, but if you're just looking for rewards and cashback on just your regular spending that you're going to be doing anyway, this is definitely a really strong card. On to the second cards, and this is the Lloyds Ultra credit card. This is actually a relatively new credit card that has been offered by Lloyds, and it's actually in a really strong position for what they're offering. So the introductory offer is 1% cashback on all purchases for the first 12 months with no cap. This is a very strong introductory offer, as there is no cap on this first 12 months. And if you're just spending your regular amount, then effectively you're just getting an extra 1% for free. The ongoing reward is 0.25% cashback after the first year. This is still really strong, as it is a continuous ongoing reward even after that 12 months has ended. This card is best for those who want a higher initial cashback rate on all spending, including abroad, with no foreign transaction fees. The representative APR is 12.9% APR variable. This is actually really low in comparison to many other credit cards, and could be really good if this is your first ever credit card. And the annual fee is of course £0. So for the new Lloyds Ultra credit card, I would say is definitely a strong contender. It is a very low APR compared to many other credit cards, which are getting up into the 30, 40s and 50%. And with no cap on the first year of purchases, if you think about how much you are spending on your credit card already or your debit card in the first 12 months, well, just calculate 1% of that, and that's effectively what you'll be getting for the first 12 months. Going on to the third card, and this is the American Express Preferred Rewards Gold Card. The welcome offer on this card is earning 20,000 Amex member rewards points when you meet the minimum spend, and the minimum spend is £3,000 in the first 3 months, so that's £1,000 a month. The ongoing reward is 1 point for every £1 spent and 2 points for airline purchases. On top of this, you get a £5 Deliveroo statement credit twice a month. So that's £10 of Deliveroo credit per month. Some of the perks on this is that you do get 4 complimentary priority airport lounge visits every year, meaning that you can go into the Amex lounge 4 times a year. The representative APR is 86.3% variable, and the annual fee is £195 annually, but the first year is completely free. So this card is really about the points, but you do get some rewards and perks on top of that. Being able to go into the Amex lounge 4 times a year just for having the card is pretty good in itself. Some of those Amex lounge passes cost upwards of 50, 80, £100 depending on which airport you're in. On top of that, £10 of Deliveroo credit per month is £120 of Deliveroo credit per year. In London or maybe outside of London, per month, you can effectively buy yourself some lunch. And now with this card, you don't get cash back on the money that you're spending, but you do get their own rewards points, whether you're spending in the airport or regular spending as well. And you can use those points to then redeem it for things like airplane seat upgrades, or if you get enough points, you can buy an entire flight. Overall, I would say that this is for a particularly high earner, a bit more above the average salary in London, and is able to use the perks enough to be able to constitute spending £195 per year on the annual fee. But of course, this only comes in the second year. Over to the fourth credit card, and this is the Santander Edge credit card. So the introductory offer on this card is 1% cashback on all purchases up to a maximum of £10 per month. So you get £120 per year. There is no ongoing reward on this card, but the perks is no foreign transaction fees on purchases abroad. This card is best for just general everyday spending, though the monthly cap does make it less lucrative for higher spenders. Effectively, anybody that's going to be spending more than £1,000 a month on this credit card might not be the card for you. Anything below, this could be great. The representative APR is 37.8% variable. And interestingly with this card, which we don't often see, is this one has a monthly fee of £4 per month in order to get that cashback, which is £48 annually. So I would say overall, this card is probably best for somebody who is going to be spending maybe the maximum of £1,000 per month, not necessarily for the higher spenders, as you are going to only be maxed out at £10 per month of cashback. And now if you subtract the £4 a month from that, the maximum you can earn is £6 per month. I would say this isn't the best, but it's still better than nothing if you're going to be spending on that anyway. However, I would say that this kind of pushes you into a corner, as you have to spend at least £400 a month in order to get the £4 cashback and effectively pay for the £4 monthly fee. Now over to the fifth and final credit card, and this is the Amazon Barclays card. On this card, the introductory offer is a £20 Amazon gift card just for opening the card. I would say that this is actually very generous for an upfront welcome offer. The ongoing reward is 1% cashback on all purchases at Amazon and 0.5% elsewhere for the first year. And then after the first year, it drops to 0.25% elsewhere. However, it remains at 1% cashback on Amazon after that. This card is definitely best for some of the loyal Amazon shoppers, as that's where you're going to be getting the best rewards. The representative APR is 28.9% variable, and of course the annual fee is £0. Although this credit card doesn't have some of the really strong offers as the other ones, it still gives you a free £20 when joining Amazon, which is still really generous for an upfront cost of the card. And if you are a regular shopper on Amazon, maybe personally for yourself, maybe for your business, or you're ordering for your family and loved ones, then this is going to be a really good card, as you're getting 1% on all cashback. And this could be particularly great for some of those regular purchases that you're making and spending however much per month on Amazon, but then also for some of the larger purchases like a new phone, a new laptop, a new TV, especially around Black Friday and Christmas time, the 1% could really come in handy. And then on top of this, there is still 0.5% cashback everywhere else, and it's not capped. So this brings me over to which card should you choose? Now, of course, all of them fit a different person and a different nature in what you're going to be using them for. However, personally, if I was going to be choosing from this list, I would be going for the number one card, which is the Amex Everyday Rewards Cashback card. It has one of the highest cashback offers, it has a £0 annual fee, a relatively low APR, and 0.5% cashback on anything up to £10,000 and 1% over that. I personally potentially wouldn't use some of the other credit cards like the American Express Rewards one that gets you 20,000 points, just because I wouldn't be able to constitute spending £195 per year at this point in time. Maybe next year or maybe the year after, I think I would. But that's just my personal choice. If you really did like that video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and give the video a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a dislike and tell me why in the comments. Let me know in the comments which credit card do you think is the best for yourself. And have you already gotten one of these cards? YouTube recommends you this video here, so go ahead and give it a watch. Thanks, and I'll catch you in the next one.